What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Big and Bliss podcast, episode 24. I really want to start with the big news in sports world that just happened this past week, and Stephen motherfucking Curry, that yellow motherfucker, he's up to 2,977 three-pointers on his career. So he just passed Ray Allen last game. The record was 2,974. We've been talking about this on the podcast. Steph passed him, and like the hats and the merch that Under Armour and Steph have been putting out, it says 2,974 and counting. Because obviously he broke the record. Yeah. But he's not, barring catastrophic injury, he's not just going to break the record. He's going to shatter this record.
Well, yeah, it's not like... what's that? There's a movie called, like, what is it, Mr. 3000?
Yeah, oh yeah. With,
where he hits 3,000 hits and then just walks
Mac.
away.
Yeah.
That's not what Steph's doing. Steph's not breaking the record and then just walking away.
He had to come out of retirement because somebody broke, or because one of the hits...
3 of his hits didn't count because it was recorded twice on a game that had to be, like, rain delayed or whatever.
Yeah. So, but yeah, good movie actually. Damn, I don't even think about that. That's crazy. I mean, sports podcast, sports movie, and Bernie Mac is...
It is a good movie.
One of the GOATs. Bernie motherfucking Mac, motherfucker.
But yeah, Steph's not going to be like, record broken? Retire. Because, like, in the movie, if you haven't seen it, dude retires, like, literally right after that. After he hits 3,000, it's done. Like, it's like the middle of the season. Like,
the premise of the movie was that he was like a me monster. He was so... All he cared about was himself, and you know what I'm saying. What would he's very egotistical. So he broke that record, walked away, and he was just kind of a chauvinistic, egotistical asshole. And the premise of the movie is him coming back at it years like 40 something years old,
and his whole brand was built on this Mr. 3000. Like, he had restaurants, stuff, everything based on it because that was his whole goal, was to hit 3,000. And be done, make a big deal out of it, that blah, blah, blah.
And let it carry on from there. But when they said, oh, we got to walk that back, you're actually Mr. 2,997. He had to come out of retirement after like 10 years of retirement. Old as shit. And the movie is basically, the moral of it is him finding himself and then becoming a nice guy and becoming a team player.
Yeah, because at the end...
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah, spoiler alert. He ends up getting 2 hits in the majors. He's at 2,999, and then he has the opportunity to swing away, and he ends up bunting a guy in to help win the game, and so he ends up ending his career at
2,999 because he
made that decision to become a team player.
Yeah, great movie. You guys don't have to watch it now. I mean, if you watch it because it's funny and the comedy that Bernie Mac brings to everything, But
yeah, back to my point. Like, Steph's not going to do that. He's not going to hit one more three-pointer than Ray Allen and then walk away from the game. So it is counting.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is Ray Allen did this in exactly 1,700 games. Steph is at... Big Mike's going to look it up over here. But Ray did it in like a 17-year career. If I'm not mistaken, Steph's only in his... Not only, but he's in his 10th or 11th year. And he did it in not even half the games, I believe. I think he said it in like 700 or...
So it took Ray Allen 1,300.
I'm sorry, 1,300 games. And what did Steph do it in? Like 600 and something? I don't even think it was half.
789.
Oh, okay. So a little over half.
Yeah.
Over half, okay. So, but still, like, and Ray Allen played 17 seasons. That's where I got the 17 from. It wasn't 1,700 games. 13.
It was something like 6 less or 9 less seasons or 6 less seasons or something like that. Is what I just saw.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been in the league for like 10 or 11 years, to be honest, Steph. And I think he got drafted in like 2010. But either way, he's done it in less time. He's gonna fucking destroy this record and set the bar so high that there's a good chance that we never see it broken. Like Steph, I mean, if it is going to be broken, it's going to be a long time. But, excuse me, but like Reggie Miller, who was announcing the game, it happened, and what a better place for it to happen. I mean, it would have been the best place for him to break the record would have been at home, the Warriors' home at the Chase Center in San Francisco, right? But the second best place it could have happened was at the Madison Square Garden, the most iconic basketball arena in the league ever, in the history of basketball. And the funny thing is, they were saying that excuse me, on draft night, Steph was so hell-bent that he wanted to go to the New York Knicks. He wanted to play for the Knicks. He wanted to bring them back into relevance. He was the one who could do it. And they didn't move up a spot to draft him, and the Warriors got him. So he wanted to play at Madison Square Garden, that market, and have that weight on his shoulders. But they didn't move up. The Warriors got him. So he broke the record at their home, at the Knicks' home. But like the announcer was saying when he broke it, we thought the bar was set so high that nobody would probably get to this and take Ray Allen's spot for first. But there's a first grader somewhere looking at Steph going, I'm going to get that record one day. And I mean, the way the game's evolved into a shooters league.
Well, I just looked up. So Ray Allen, and I mean, the math adds up. He averaged 2.2 made threes a game in his career.
That's crazy. That was
Steph
back when...
is averaging 3.8.
This season? Or his career?
On his career, 3.8. So it's like almost double.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it and you see that it took Steph just over half,
that makes sense.
The math adds up.
Actually, it does. But and also they were saying that when Ray Allen and Reggie Miller played, a team shooting 10 3-pointers in a game was a lot.
Yeah.
Now you got one player shooting fucking 15, 20. There's like 40 3-pointers, 30 3-pointers being shot a game now. Usually.
Well, I mean, you think about it, the rookie that we were talking about just before we got on the podcast for the Lakers, who doesn't average very many minutes a game, took 6 by himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if a rookie came off the bench back in the day and took 6 3-pointers...
If he took 2, he'd be fucking benched, probably. But, unless he made both. But yeah, it's crazy. But again, salute, congratulations, Steph. You are the GOAT of shooters. 1,000,000%. You are the fucking cheat code. You're like when you build your franchise guy on 2K and you turn all the attributes to 99.
So do you want to? I looked up a graph real fast. The change in the game from 1980, the average 3-pointers attempted per game.
Yeah.
2.8.
Damn. But when did that change to like 10? Because Allen
it got to the double digits, like mid 90s, 94.
And
it went up to 10. In 2017-18, this is when this graph ends.
This is where Steph was really laying it on.
29 is the average for a team to take in a game.
That's because the Splash Brothers.
Both teams combined.
Oh.
Combined.
Okay.
It says 3-pointers per game attempted.
Damn. Okay.
That's 30.
Yeah. Combined.
In 2018. So which was crazy to think about. In the 79-80 season, say 3 per game between teams.
Yeah.
So each team was taking...
One had 2, one had 1.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And it's nuts because, like, I'm pretty sure that Clay still holds a record for most 3-pointers made in a single game with, like, 13. And I think he holds a playoff record, too. So, or maybe that is the playoff record. But 13 3-pointers in one game made. Obviously, he missed some, so he shot at least, 17, 20 3-pointers that game. I'm sure of it. One player,
Yeah.
But
it said that in the last year that graph was, James Harden by himself was averaging 10 3-point attempts a game.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Like like when Steph has had 11 3-pointers or 12 in one game, Clay's had 13. Obviously, he's made. That's the record. That means they're fucking putting up 20 shots.
Oh yeah,
that's 20 3-pointers. But yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, Steph is the GOAT of shooters. We got MJ, who's you can't say arguably, he's the GOAT. Then you got Kobe, who's the Mamba, who's obviously he's right there.
Yeah.
And then LeBron, you know how I feel about LeBron, but even if you love LeBron, you got to come on, be real with your fucking selves. If you're gonna put him in the top 3, he's got to be number 3. But I think Steph's got to go on that Mount Rushmore. Like, yeah, you got the greats like fucking Dr. J or Julius Irving.
Yeah, Dr. J.
Magic Johnson, fucking, got all these greats and everything. But the Mount Rushmore of people that have changed the game, I think it would have to be.
If you're making your Mount Rushmore about people changing the game,
that's
Steph
what I'm saying.
has to be there.
Absolutely, and Mount Rushmore's 4. Obviously, we went over that. I thought it was 5 before. It's got to be MJ, Kobe. You'd have to put LeBron, even though that tastes bitter as fuck coming out my mouth. And Steph And you have to. Those are the 4 that have changed the game.
I don't know if we're doing greatest basketball player of all time. I think LeBron has to be there. Biggest person to change the game. I don't think I'd put LeBron there. I think I would put Shaq.
And you know what? I don't know if I'd put Kobe for changing the game. Greatest, yes, one of the greatest. But I don't know. Did he really change it? I don't know. Allen Iverson changed the game with the style influence.
Yeah, so I mean, really the wording, because like to me, LeBron he hasn't changed.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Shaq changed the game for every big.
Yeah, 100%. The most
Stephen Curry is changing the game for every shooter.
And small guy. Yeah.
And obviously, we know what Jordan did internationally for the whole game of basketball.
Yeah.
Like basketball was not very popular, and he comes onto the scene, and it's internationally renowned, and like. We all know what he did.
You think of MJ and you think of basketball. You think of the NBA, you think of MJ. You know.
Well, and so it's like I almost put Kobe there because he almost got to that MJ level of international notoriety because like Kobe could get off a plane anywhere, and there would already be a mob of people. Yeah. Just like MJ when he was back traveling and stuff.
Yeah. So he kept the game
I don't
relevant.
know if Kobe didn't change it,
but he kept it relevant.
I think that, like, when they say passing the torch,
yeah,
I feel that, and I mean, it's crazy to watch YouTube videos, but like, MJ and Jordan, or not MJ and Jordan, MJ and Kobe, they were so similar in not only their mentality, but their play style and stuff like that, that, honestly, that's the only passing of the torch, and just like the amount of notoriety that both those guys have.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So,
but definitely changing the game, like play. Yeah. MJ for sure, and Steph for sure. But you're right. I don't know if LeBron would be a part of that. And Shaq. So those 3. And I'd have to really think about a 4th then.
For changing the way the game was looked at.
Maybe Magic. Magic. I mean, this guy came out.
Magic did change the. I mean, we all thought back then they used to think point guards were short little guys. Mm-hmm. And now
he played center in the fucking finals.
He got finals MVP for playing center.
Yeah, because the bigs were down. Yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. He kind of changed, and he made it more of It allowed
guys like Sean Livingston, who was 6'8", to play point guard. Mm-hmm. Like, it allowed those taller guys to start being able to handle the ball. So.
That's true. But LeBron kind of changed the game in hybrid players. You know, making.
I think it was I don't know if it was LeBron. I think it was just a natural transition.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it made it more normal,
more commercial.
But I think it's like a natural. Like we're seeing this natural transition to where, because, I mean, if we go back, like not very many people were happy doing. Mm-hmm. Like nobody wants to be like when you're a kid. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be an offensive lineman.
No. Yeah.
Like, how many people, when you're picking teams, are like, hey, I want to be the center?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it's the dirty work. Mm-hmm. And same thing in the
You're
NBA.
in the trenches and you don't get any...
Same thing with the big man. And you know how many times, as a big man, you can play the best defense, dude misses a shot, and someone else gets a rebound. You literally get no statistical credit for anything you did. And it's just a lot of dirty work.
That's how Shaq changed the game.
And so, what I'm saying is, like, all these kids, throughout their whole life, want to shoot, want to score, want to do all these things. Yeah. And then guys like Shaq, like, if he's going to play basketball, he has to do the dirty work. Yeah. And Shaq loved doing the dirty work because, like, he grew up with a very strict stepdad.
Militant, literally militant.
And he just loved that grind, and he loved doing the hard work. And he just changed the game for those big
he was the first big to actually put an image on the big position. Like, to give it its personality. Yeah. To be animated, you know. And I mean, the motherfucker made Kazam for God's sake.
I always forget about that.
I love that movie, though, bro. It's shitty, corny acting, but it's nostalgic to my childhood.
It's nostalgic. Yeah, and I've watched it many times. And it's just one of those things where it's like...
I've had my kids watch it, and they love it.
It's not a great movie. Like, if you're ranking movies, like, it's not going to end up on anybody's top 50.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
But it's just corny, and it's like, it really shows... Because it really is Shaq. That is Shaq's personality.
Yeah.
Like, he's corny. Shaq is corny as fuck.
Oh, yeah. But in a funny way. Not a corny, like hey, guys, like, square. But also Blue Chips. That was the first time I ever was like introduced to him in Blue Chips when he didn't even. He had just signed his. I think he had just signed his NBA deal, or maybe he was 1 year in the league. But yeah, he played in the movie Blue Chips. Great fucking movie, really good movie. And it exposed, like, it was a movie showed fucking play for pay in the NCAA and stuff. So kind of crazy.
That's wild. I was listening to. There's these dudes on TikTok. They're called Lumberland. They're a company that makes.
Sounds like a porn.
Hey, kind of. But they make cups out of the barrels of baseball bats, and they make shots out of the jam shot, which is like that transition from the handle to the bat.
See, I haven't seen the shots. I've seen the cups, but I haven't seen their website for like a year or two.
Yeah, so they're all over TikTok. Like they have legit. They're all over TikTok, and so they've actually started a podcast, and have some of the guys on there because they're all big sports guys, and so they'll post some clips from their podcast, obviously on their TikTok. And one of the clips happened to be, it's funny you brought up pay for play, the UNLV scam when they supposedly started shaving points and got involved with the mob and all that kind of stuff.
In Las Vegas, the mob ran Las Vegas.
And so it was just funny because they literally showed the clip where they were talking about how in the finals they beat Duke by like the biggest margin that a team's ever won a championship by. It was like 1-something to 70-something.
I just watched a whole documentary on that like a year ago.
And then the next year when they play them in the Final Four, they play against Duke and they end up losing to Duke by like 3 points or something like that.
Some fucky shit going on.
And it's the same exact team that just blew them out by like 50 points the year before. So it's like,
yeah, that shit's crazy.
And I was like, yeah. So I mean, we've known. There's been funky shit.
Oh, absolutely. There's
college.
been that NBA ref that did federal prison time for doing the same shit, and he came out and he wrote a whole book about it, and he just won't shut the fuck up now.
Well, and it's funny because it ties into Steph, because I've been seeing a lot of things that it's very weird that all of a sudden he happened to break it in Madison Square Garden. Like, they're like, oh, the NBA's not rigged.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh my God.
Come on. He would have rather broke it at the Warriors' home court, you know?
Yeah, I think he would have.
Yeah. Oh, you think the
they
NBA
think
held
the
back?
NBA, like, there's literally people who are like diving into this to figure out that the NBA did the math to figure out his average and figure out when he would break
do the schedule. That's not fucky. Like, you put the schedules out, then come on, that's not anything wrong.
No, that's what they're saying. Is they're saying that the NBA wanted that to happen because of the whole narrative of him wanting to go to New York.
See, the thing is, when they mentioned that narrative, they didn't even like dwell on it. They just mentioned it during the broadcast.
But you know how some motherfuckers get with these conspiracies, especially because
dude.
of like things like that with that ref have come out. Things between the Lakers and the Kings 5 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all these things have been starting to come out.
Yeah.
So now anything like that, like Steph wanted to be a Knick.
Yeah.
And he's setting it in their arena. Oh, the NBA. NBA set that up because they wanted it to rub it in the Knicks' face that they didn't, you know what I mean, type of thing. Like people just link some random shit
together. People have no fucking lives. Like that shit's crazy. The same people that believe everything they see on the internet. But
facts, bro. Everything on the internet's real.
Right. But again, congratulations, Steph. You're the man. Fuck, man. I can't wait to see what this record. Well, I can wait because that means. I was gonna say I can't wait to see what the record ends at, but to see what the record ends at, we're seeing the end of his career, and I don't want to see that. But I mean, it's gonna be crazy to think if he, barring injury and all that shit, it's gonna be crazy to see.
Well, and the thing is, the way he plays, it's just most point guards in general. They last a little longer than those big guys because they're not
getting
as physical.
Around. Yeah,
like point guards like Russell Westbrook and those guys who are physically driving and dunking and doing all the really hard physical stuff on their knees don't last as long.
Yeah.
So Curry could play another 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah,
if he wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just it depends on what he wants to do, and like I said,
because if you look at Steve Nash played for. Even with a bad back, that man played for years,
having
bro.
to lay on the sideline,
Yeah, he did that for so long, laying on the side of the court to straighten out his back between.
Sometimes you just gotta know when to hang it up, you know, like we talked about MJ. Like he hung it up and then came back. Like he went down and he still is the greatest player of all time. He went down as the greatest player of all time, retired as it. Well, I'm not talking about the first retirement. Well, the forced retirement. Yeah, the gambling suspension. I'm talking about when he retired from the Bulls organization, like after the second three-peat, and then he came back
as the Wizards.
As a Wizards player and owner, and like really, he had decent seasons, but not to his standard. And everybody's like, "Wow, MJ lost it." So he retires again, and then he comes back again, and you're like, "Dude, like, come on, man, like, come on."
Honestly,
you are not that guy anymore.
Brett Favre.
Oh God,
mirrored,
same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Brett Favre kind of mirrored that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna retire.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go play for the Jets. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna play for the Vikings. I'm gonna retire.
Yeah, that shit was like, dude, come on.
It's a very similar.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
while we're on the NBA, the Athletic, which is a big website, podcast, everything, they anonymously polled over 100 former NBA players with a variety of questions to get their thoughts on current talent in the league, blah, 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 where the NBA is going. When polled, they asked, one of the questions was, who is the best current player? 44% voted for Kevin Durant. 31% voted for LeBron James. Almost 14% voted for Giannis. Those are the top three.
Yeah. And like I told you pre-podcast, pre-recording, is I can see the Kevin Durant. He scores at will. Like he's an all around. He can play.
Oh, Steph came in second in this question. I hadn't gotten farther.
But with this first one, I get KD. Yeah, they're not wrong on that. They're not wrong at all.
I just feel like he's
not what he was.
He's not. But no, he literally.
But he's only a season and a half off of being that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it was 5 seasons ago. But LeBron, you can't say currently second best. You can't. He's injury prone, and he's having probably one of the worst statistical seasons of his career. How do you say he's currently one of the best? Or even, like, what the fuck? If you're saying currently, like, as in current players, okay, but not currently now.
It says current player.
Okay, current. So he's somebody who's still playing in the league.
Yeah,
but he's washed
I don't know
up.
if he's that. Obviously, top 5 in the league right now.
At the moment? Oh, I wouldn't even say
like
top
5. Current players. Okay, like you have to say he's still, at least top 5.
Yeah. But,
top 3.
But this season, if we're talking about just this season, he's bottom barrel.
Yeah, I mean he's having a good career for a good player.
Yeah.
But he's not having a LeBron
what
season.
We're used to seeing. Because, we're used to fucking big numbers.
So, as I scroll down, it says Durant also topped the poll for which current player would you rather have take your final shot? And it was 49% said they would want Durant to take the final shot in a game.
So his big-ass feet can step on the line and hit a 2 instead of a 3 that you need?
33% said Curry.
Steph?
And then third place is a single-digit number. 7% said Damian Lillard.
Damian's more clutch. It's Dame time. Like literally, like last season in the playoffs when they played the Jazz and it was an elimination game, I think, and they went to like overtime or double overtime because he just couldn't stop missing the game tie. That shot. Dame is probably the most clutch final shot guy at the moment. Steph is great with crazy 3-pointers, a lot of them, but he's hit and miss with the clutch shots. You know what I'm saying? KD needed a 3-pointer to win that elimination game, I think against the Hawks. Hit that 3-pointer. The crowd went nuts to tie it up. Well, he had stepped, his big ass foot was on the line, so he hit a 2.
Well, what I think people see, and I mean, this is to me, it's
Kobe Bryant was one of the best to do that.
Well, it's one of the things is you see, and I feel like it's old Kevin Durant, but he could literally shoot in everybody's because he's just how lanky he is.
Yeah.
He could, and he would hit those shots with dudes all over him all the time, and I feel like they're still picture older Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like that's not really how he plays.
Well, like the first question, they're picturing LeBron from a couple seasons ago.
And so it said, one of their other questions was, who do you see as the best player 5 years from now?
Ooh. young talent. I would do Luka.
30% said Giannis.
Really?
Almost 30% said Giannis. 5 years from now.
I don't.
20% said they have no idea.
Really? No Luka?
That's the second. Luka's in third.
Okay.
With 16% saying it would be him.
No idea. That was a fucking answer? That's crazy.
Yeah, and so they were also asked who is the most exciting to watch right now. Mm-hmm. And they said almost 33% said right now Curry is the most exciting to watch. Yeah. While Katie is right behind with almost 17%, and LeBron James comes in third at 11%.
Gotcha.
There was also a question: do they think that the 3 points becoming so prevalent, is it positive or is it negative for the league?
I don't know. It depends on what if you're a traditional.
It's crazy. I'll tell you the two numbers right now. And this is the yes group, and I'm not telling you which one's which. But one's the yes group, one's the no group. And just do the math, and obviously there was a I don't know group.
Okay.
So, 34.7% and 15.3. Those are the two.
Wait, what were they? 47?
34.7 and 15.3. What is that? That doesn't even add up. What's that add up to? 50%?
Yeah. I don't know.
So that means 50% of guys said they don't know. The 34% is the players saying positively. They think it's positive.
Yeah.
But 15. So there's literally half the people that they interviewed are unsure how they think the threes are going to affect.
That's how it's like that was my answer for like it depends on if you're a traditionalist or
Well, my thing is, if you look and like we were talking about when we were talking about that Charlotte article, whatever. If you look at it from a business standpoint, what's going to drive viewers?
Oh yeah,
points.
Yeah, points, but also people like to see those big dunks.
But what I'm saying is, if you're watching an NBA game it ends in
fucking 35, no, I'm kidding.
Like 70 to 80?
Yeah. It's like you automatically think if you're not watching it and you see the score, oh, that was a boring game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you see 152 to 80 or whatever the fucking game the other day was,
you didn't watch it and you're like, I had to check out the highlights. Like, what the fuck happened?
See, and so to me, from a business standpoint, I think that the threes are great. It's gonna drive more people to watch it. That's why a lot of people argue that baseball's declining because it's a slow game.
Absolutely.
But from a purist side, you still want to see defense.
Yeah, purist, not traditional.
You know what I mean? You want to see the fundamentals on defense. You don't want to see an all-star game every night. Yeah. Where guys are just getting out of the way, you know what I mean, type of thing.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So, they were asked, which former player would you want to be coached by? The former players were asked, would you rather be coached by Greg Popovich or Steve Kerr?
I say Steve. Steve, from what I've heard...
It actually didn't give the results on that one.
What the fuck? I know from what I've seen from players and people that have had a perspective or know...
Oh, no. So those were the top two when they were asked current coaches.
But Steve Kerr is like a fun coach, I guess. Like, he lets them have fun. Yeah. Popovich is like...
Yeah, so when given options, or I guess the question was, which current coach would you want to be coached by?
Gotcha.
And those were the two that popped up.
Well, and that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
One of the other random questions was, do you think the 86-87 Showtime Lakers could have beat the champions from last season, the Bucks?
Yeah.
And many of them said yes.
Yes.
And a lot of them would like more travel calls and the physical play allowed back in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Oh. Yeah, that was honestly, I would like to see the whole questions and all the results for that.
Yeah.
Just out of pure curiosity. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a curious person.
Yeah.
Really, that's...
Pause.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's just... and I mean, with this the other big, huge news we need to talk about, when did this break? When did he get fired? Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday morning, I believe.
It would probably happen, what was yesterday? Thursday? It probably happened Wednesday night.
Yeah.
only because of what Trevor Lawrence said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all found out yesterday morning.
Well, and not just the firing, but the other shit that came along with it.
Oh, 100%. So the Urban Meyer experiment.
The saga does not continue after only 13 games in the NFL.
2-11 was his record. And I feel like the owner, Khan, I believe his last name is, at this point, like with everything just piling up,
he couldn't defend him anymore.
He couldn't afford to just keep standing by it and be like, we'll see what happens type of thing. Like,
a coach having a losing season their first season in the NFL, it's not a big, like, it sucks, but it's a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But with all the bullshit that came with it.
Isn't that what I texted you when you texted me that he got fired?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said if he was winning, they could deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
But when you're losing, they just can't deal with all this bullshit.
I'm looking at that.
But yeah, so like if he was winning, and this like if they were 11-2.
Yeah, you said I said Jags finally fired Urban Meyer. You said I saw this morning. I said about time though. You said right 2-11 and all the other BS that is coming with it. If they were winning, I think the team could deal with his other BS, but not losing.
Yeah, because like if you don't have any extra baggage and you're losing, they'll be like, okay, first NFL season, chalk it up. We got a rookie quarterback.
We're building. We're building.
We have another high pick. Maybe we can get some weapons for Trevor Lawrence. Maybe we can get some protection. Whatever it is, whatever they need, they're gonna have a top fucking 3 pick.
Yeah.
Or top 5, whatever they end up having.
But the problem is this motherfucker can't get out of his college mindset and keeps treating these grown men who are older than him. I'm sure not older than him if they're players on the team. But some of them are richer than him probably. Have full families and are established people in their community, and he's treating them like they're college kids.
Well, and that's the thing is, most of these guys that he's fucking with have way more NFL experience than him.
Mm-hmm.
Way more.
Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%, yeah. Unless you're a rookie coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could literally be there for a year, and you already have more NFL experience than this guy.
Yeah, you have a whole season over him.
Like, and we've talked about how college coaches, it's hard for them to make Nick Saban couldn't make the transition. Chip Kelly couldn't make the transition.
But at least with Nick Saban, he didn't have this bullshit altercations with team and staff and all that.
Chip Kelly had not... he didn't do what this guy did.
Chip Kelly probably got knocked the fuck out. On that Eagles team, he probably... LaShawn McCoy, brotherly love my ass.
But Chip Kelly had issues where he was treating the guys like they were... like just out of high school.
Well, and that's like Pete Carroll. His first stint in the NFL was mediocre at best, and went back to college, and then came back, and he's a player's coach now.
Yeah,
he has fun. He literally has a basketball hoop set up in the meeting room, like the big auditorium meeting room, and they he plays pranks. He had a cop come in there and fucking arrest one of the guys. The dude, one of the players was like fucking scared, obviously, and the rest of the team was like, "What the fuck?" And it was a joke. Like, and, Chip Kelly's one of those "gotcha, motherfucker" kind of guys, and he's the oldest coach in the league, isn't he?
Oh, Pete Carroll, yeah,
73.
Yeah, he's
he don't. Old. I guess he goes and runs ones outside in the parking lot on their basketball hoops. Gets in to pick up basketball games with these guys. He's a huge basketball lover, so he's always
wild because he's out there like watching roll Russell Wilson, Wilson's ankle,
right, with this fucking gum, open mouth gum chewing every game, big ass Jay Leno chin. Pete Carroll, besides passing on the one, he's still like a great coach.
He is a good coach. He's won a Super Bowl.
He was literally a yard away from winning a second Super Bowl. Hey, even a full yard.
I still say
that shit was rigged. That's
what. Okay, I don't know. I'm not saying rigged or not. But what I'm saying is, if say you're in that fucking huddle, you've seen what Marshawn's done for you for as long as he's done it for you.
You're on the 1 yard line. You're on the 1 yard line. First down or second down.
You're Russell Wilson. You're in that fucking huddle, and the call comes into your helmet to pass the ball.
Yeah.
And you start calling.
Speaker's not working.
If I'm Russell Wilson, I look Marshawn in the face, and I'd be like, they called in a fucking pass play. Can you get me this yard? And look at the O-line and be like, can you guys get me this yard? Because I'm about to audible the fuck out of this pass play.
Yeah.
And if it fucks up,
it's on you.
It's on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's Russell Wilson. Yeah. But if we've been through what we've been through, we've won a Super Bowl together. If you 5 plus the fucking tight end 6 can promise me you can push 1.5 yards, and Marshawn, you promise me that you're gonna come fucking
barreling down or up and over
and get me that yard and get that ball.
I'm gonna be a fucking hero. You will be heroes.
We'll be heroes.
Yeah.
But if I'm Russell Wilson, I ain't passing that fucking ball.
No.
If I look those guys in the eyes and they put it on the line for me.
Well, the funny thing is, I watched this interview with Marshawn, and every interview they asked him about that, right?
Yeah.
And this one, they said, what was when that play came in the huddle? What happened? And he said everybody was just kind of confused. He was like, I was confused. Like, why didn't you speak up and tell him, nah, fam, like, give me the ball? And he's like, because it's not the type of dude he is. He's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And he was like, I was like, whatever happens, happens. It's not on me, kind of thing. Like, he's just so calm and collected and chill. Like, He was just like, I don't give a fuck. And then he was like, after that shit happened, the interception, he just kind of walked off like, yep, should have handed me the ball. Like he's just, he doesn't speak up because he's one of those that he just puts his nose down and fucking grinds.
And that's the thing, is from the media side, they think he is this like loudmouth, eccentric person,
ghetto and shit.
But the thing is, like, really, he just doesn't like fucking talking to y'all.
Yeah.
Because he is more of he has a personality
from the streets.
Like, he has a personality. We've all seen it.
Oh yeah.
But he has a personality when he feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't like the media misconstruing his words and taking sound bites.
Yeah.
And changing what he said. And I get that because the media is a devil sometimes.
Well, I mean, last episode we just talked about that. The Bengals, was it Bengals?
Oh, which one?
No.
Josh Jacobs?
No, when the Giants.
Oh.
No, when the Patriots only threw for 3 passes.
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
The post-game interview with the Bills players.
Oh, was it Bills?
Yeah, it was a Patriots-Bills game.
And they were embarrassed.
Were you embarrassed?
That's what I'm saying. Like, and those guys were not having it.
No, fuck that. They shut that
shit down. And Marshawn
just,
instead of having to deal with all that shit, he just threw his hoodie on and said, I'm here so I don't get fined.
Right. Fuck it. I
you know what I mean?
Can't fault him. But back to the Urban Meyer thing. So Josh Lambo, talk about that, Big.
Josh Lambo,
the kicker, 4th best percentage in the history of the NFL. He's not a bum kicker. He had a bum season, got cut, but
I mean, and that happens. Like you see guys like
Zerline, look at Zerline for the Cowboys. You know,
Janikowski had accuracy issues late in his career.
Oh, he could kick it 1,000,000 miles, but he couldn't kick it left or straight.
Yeah, and I mean, Jason Elam, a Denver kicker, had that same issue late in the career. And the thing is, I don't know why it is, because if they're still hitting power, you still think they got it, but it happens. Yeah. Whatever. So supposedly this happened in August. And I wasn't there, so that's why I say supposedly or allegedly, whatever. Jason Lambo, or it's Josh, right? Josh Lambo, not Jason. Josh Lambo comes out saying that during some warm-up stretches...
This is, August would be preseason, by the way, for the viewers or listeners.
Urban Meyer came up and said, you're a dipshit, and make your fucking kicks. And then kicked him in his hamstring.
Like, that's such an odd,
So what I'm assuming
is... so weird. You're a dipshit. Start making kicks. Pow! Like, that's...
so
a series of events.
I imagine... Because, kicking someone their hamstring, if they're standing, is kind of an awkward thing to do.
It's like trying to give somebody a Charlie horse. You're talking about the action of kicking?
Yeah, if we're standing and I walk up to you... kicking you in the hamstring is a very awkward kick.
You're gonna have to front kick.
So, I imagine Josh Lambo's you know how you see some of the guys stretching where they have the knee planted and the back leg straight?
Yeah. And
so he's just trying to stretch out that hamstring on his kicking leg. And the dude and Urban Meyer just kicks up because his leg's bent at that 90 on the ground.
Yeah, that would make more sense. I wish there was video. I hope video comes out.
In my head... That's what happened. Is Josh Lambo was sitting there stretching his legs out before a training camp day or whatever it was, and he'd been having some accuracy issues, and Urban Meyer walks up. Because you know the coaches walk around and they talk to each player. I mean, they did it in high school.
Make your kicks, you dipshit, pow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's fucked up. It's not funny, but it is funny.
Like, in my head, that's how I imagine it.
Now I can't unsee that, bro. I feel like I'm watching Hard Knocks.
Like, it's playing in my head, bro. Like, it's like we weren't there, we didn't see it. But in my head, I swear to God, my brain's telling me, no, we watched it. We saw it on Hard Knocks. Like, we watched video on YouTube of it. Like,
And so,
what
I
the
guess...
fuck? Imagine being Josh Lambo. Like, pow!
You're just sitting there stretching.
Yeah,
like,
make your kicks, dipshit, pow! Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
He's
so-
lucky he didn't get kicked back by that motherfucker.
Oh,
Son of a bitch. He would have had a 66-yard field goal in his nuts, bro.
Hey, Lambo would have probably been charged with some assault charges with that leg, bro. You know how fighters get extra charges for having... but I guess Lambo supposedly popped off and said, "You better never kick me again."
You know, what a fucking, like a corny response. You better never kick me again.
It's like a little kid. Don't show me again.
Right? You would, like, personally, like, I don't know, I'm different and I'm not in that facing losing a few $1 million if I pop off to the coach. So I can't speak on what I would have done because I wasn't there, and I don't know if it was a front kick or an up kick that went down. I might have just taken the kick and been like, what the fuck happened, and just not say anything, like be dumb fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Or I might have been like, dude, what the fuck? Like, literally, the fuck is your problem, bro? Like,
And I guess Urban Meyer's response was, "I'm the head ball coach here. I'll kick you whenever the fuck I want."
this sounds like Napoleon Dynamite arguing with his brother. Like, now picture that. You're not gonna unsee that now. Like, what? Jeez, idiot. Like, the fuck?
And something else that Lambo said, he said it's not a direct quote, but it has the essence of what Urban would say. He said, "If there is a source, that person is out of a job."
Yeah, basically, if you tell anybody what I've
And it
done.
wasn't
That
just
sounds like
to
a
Lambo.
Catholic priest talking to a little boy.
Or just any
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah, any like person to their victim. I mean, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing is, it's like Lambo said it wasn't something that he just said to Josh. It was something that he said regularly.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Here's something funny. Hold on, just to like get off sports for a second. So last night, you know, obviously me and the wife and some friends went and saw Bert Kreischer at the comedy show.
Yeah.
So one of the jokes, he said that his daughter is in private school and the new principal's she's a nun. Okay, this is because I said the Catholic priest thing. This is fucking funny. Okay, so the old principal hated his guts. The new one, the nun, loves him. I guess she said they were doing a charity thing, and she said, "Oh, I heard you do stand-up comedy. You should come and perform." He said, yeah, I don't think that's such a good idea, sister, blah, blah, blah. Say Sister Ann for the sake of the story. I don't remember the name. Sister Ann. She's like, well, why not? He's like, yeah, my comedy's a little bit blue, a little bit dirty, a little bit edgy. And this is over the phone, right? She said, okay, well, tell me a joke. And he goes, she's like, no, tell me a joke. And he goes, okay. And he said, so I support, and this is just, I'm just from the comedy show, this is not how I support priests molesting little boys. And she said, okay, why? And he said, well, and it's not a direct quote, I guess. If these priests are getting into heaven, then it sets the bar real low for me. And I know I probably didn't, I took too much time saying it to sound as funny as it was, but it, in the moment it was hilarious. Telling a fucking priest or a nun this.
Yeah.
I support priests molesting little boys. Why? Because if they're getting into heaven, it sets the bar real low for me. And he said about 10 seconds of silence, and then she said, I'm putting you on last. Like, basically, to close, he's anchoring the set, that's fucking hilarious. It was a great time last night, but I had to bring that up because it was in my mind after making that joke. So anyways, back to this shit show we call the Jaguars.
But yeah, essentially Lambo said he's just trying to shut everybody else up, and he tried to shut me up, and I want to make sure that it doesn't happen to someone again. He just said he doesn't feel any negativeness towards the Jaguars or the community. He feels very appreciated there and all of that because he was there for a while.
He did miss five kicks, 5 out of 10, and so they ended up cutting him. Which, no matter if you had problems with the coach or the team or not, that's some shit that would get you cut in any team. Most time.
He's not suing the team. He did reach out to the legal team regarding the incident. He claims he never heard back. The team says August 27th, 2021, which is a Friday, the agent came to them with the issues, and they offered to speak with Josh or to assist Josh. Yeah, there was a counselor to assist Josh in speaking with the coaching staff and any other football personnel that he felt needed to hear the information, and for anybody to say otherwise is blatantly false.
Yeah, so there's 3 sides to every story. His side, their side, the truth.
And Lambeau goes on to say that his observation was that Urban Meyer couldn't handle anybody challenging him. His manhood, his pride, his ego.
Makes sense.
He was anytime he felt threatened, he would threaten people's jobs, their livelihood, and just
he was a real loose cannon. Out getting lapped down. So sorry, go ahead.
I feel like the power went to his head.
Absolutely.
Like he came in, and we talk about college coaches can't make the transition as easy.
Yeah.
And I mean, we see that. Like, I mean, look at one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time, Mike Krzyzewski.
Mm-hmm. Coach K. Yeah.
Didn't coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because, and then honestly, his thing was always he wanted to work with those like just coming adults.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do. But he did coach the U.S. team.
Full of the best of the best.
And the thing was...
And they dog walked most people.
And my thing is, I think I could have coached that fucking team.
Yeah.
Like, you give me Kobe, Melo, LeBron, all these motherfuckers in their prime.
Yeah. MJ, Pippen, Bird.
I feel like it doesn't take a ton of basketball knowledge to coach that team.
One, they coach themselves because they've been in the game so long.
But for Krzyzewski, one of the greatest college coaches of all time, to be able to go into that environment with all those egos and check his ego at the door and help them check their egos at the door, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, not my ego, because I couldn't have an ego in that sense.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? But like,
we're not we're not egotistical people.
Exactly.
You and I, you know?
But, and I'm not saying Krzyzewski is.
Yeah. But his resume...
speaks
for itself.
I mean... He walks into a room.
He's the big dick in the locker room.
Motherfuckers better be listening.
Yeah, he's the big dick in the locker room.
And so, that's my thing is, Urban Meyer could have easily made, even if he was an egotistical college coach and
obviously was,
had all these fucking accolades, whatever. I mean, he could have made the transition,
humbled himself,
Like Krzyzewski, like I said, I don't know if Krzyzewski is egotistical at the college level.
Yeah,
but if he is. I mean, no one would blame him.
1,000,000%
with his track record.
Yeah,
but for him to be able to come in and have these, because Kobe is not soft spoken.
No, not at all.
That motherfucker will tell you how it is any day of the fucking week. He doesn't care if your name's fucking Phil Jackson, David Stern, Shashet. He don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, he doesn't. No.
Jordan didn't give a fuck who you were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for Krzyzewski to not be egotistical, it's like, come on, like.
Yeah.
People can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have guys like Urban Meyer coming in and...
Crybaby bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Well, so the thing... remember the video came out of that girl kind of twerking on him, and that was his restaurant, his bar restaurant that he owns in Ohio. So that's his establishment. But the thing that I didn't know about till like a few days ago, a week ago, was that they had a game the night before. They lost to the Bengals. And he didn't even fucking fly home with the team. He stayed for 2 days in Ohio, that area.
Yeah.
Didn't even fly home with the team. You're the fucking head coach. Lead by example. Like, I just don't get that. Oh, we lost, so I'm gonna fucking stay here and pout and just hang out with my friends and drink? Like, what the fuck?
And that's the thing is, you're telling me, and I don't know their roster, you're telling me that there might have been a guy from Ohio State who had friends in that same general area.
Yeah. And if he would have done the same thing?
If he would have been like, hey, bro, I don't want to fly home with the team. I want to hang out with the boys for a day or two because we're off for the next day or two.
You know what happened? Pow! Kicked in the hammy, dipshit.
Right? Get on the plane. But that's what I was like, is that okay?
No, fuck no.
No, it wouldn't have been okay.
lead by example. I'm gonna say, hey, not only that, hey, I'm not gonna fly home with the team coach we just lost. I'm gonna soak.
I'm gonna hit the strip
And
club.
I'm gonna go to this establishment that I'm part owner in, and then videos hit TMZ of you getting twerked on and drinking and partying. Oh no, you're really in trouble with that coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really, after a loss, you're out here partying and showing your ass, and people are taking pictures, and I was all, oh fuck, come on, dude.
Especially if it involves like, I mean, you have a wife and stuff. And
Oh
you're
yeah,
talking about, like-
exactly. Why is he so much different?
and that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes, and I think about this at any professional level, basketball, football, soccer.
Yeah, any CEO of a company.
I really think that in the sports world, the coach and the players aren't really. There's not a
a hierarchy.
It's like it's in high school. You do what the coach fucking says.
Yeah,
Period.
1,000,000%.
End of story. You don't argue. You just do what the fuck you're told. College, pretty similar, unless you're the fucking star.
Yeah.
If you're not the star in college, you do what the fucking coach says. You shut your fucking mouth. You put your head to the grindstone. You do your thing.
Well, even as the star, you still do what the coach says. You just don't have to take as much shit.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and it depends. Obviously, it's going to vary from head coach to head coach in the college.
Yeah, because some people you come in and they make it known in recruiting. I'm the coach. You're a star, but we're not doing that shit here.
Yeah.
This is my shit.
And then there's some that are like can take you inputting like, hey coach, I don't think that's going to work with the personnel we have. Blah blah blah.
Urban Meyer's not that guy.
Yeah, not that guy. But I think when you get to the
Kicked in the head.
professional
Pow, dipshit.
level, because I mean, think about it. Even a rookie in the NFL, how many years has that guy been playing football?
Oh yeah, since what? It's say at the
most
earliest
of them.
10 years old.
We know there's anomalies. We know there's anomalies who dudes didn't pick it up till high school or college or whatever. But for most of those guys, they've been playing for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
1,000,000%.
So, and I'm not saying a rookie should come in and tell a head coach what to do. But I'm just saying mathematically, they've already been 10 to 15 years in the league. Or into football.
Yeah, in the sport.
So you're telling me that a veteran who's been 10 years in the NFL, 5 years, 6 years, whatever, can't go to your coach and be like, hey, look, coach, I think that we need to do it this way. I think most successful coaches, I believe even Bill Belichick, is open to a conversation.
Yeah.
Will he always side with your conversation? Hell no, he's Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He has what he wants done. But if I believe this, I don't think you can win as many championships as he has. I mean, I don't think he's going to take the fourth-string running backs conversation.
Yeah.
But if Tom Brady or Wes Welker or those guys come to him and say, hey, look, this is what look at Wes Welker. Only receiver that got away with not wearing gloves that he was told to wear. Because Belichick would literally tell the receivers what color gloves to wear every game.
Yeah.
Because he wanted gloves that were closer to the away team's colors.
Oh, so PI calls and
So that when they were blocking on run plays, they wouldn't get called for holding. Because if it blends in and your hand slips out, it's harder to see.
Yeah, okay.
But Wes Welker...
He's so fucking, methodical, dude.
But Wes Welker always wore red gloves because it was one way for his mom to be able to see him, whether it was on TV or at the game. It was easier for her to identify him that way. That's what he always did.
Yeah.
And so exactly. But if you're Urban Meyer, bro, you tell, hey, you're all wearing white gloves. No, fam, I wear red gloves. Right in the mouth?
No, he kicked in the hammy, dipshit.
No, that was because he's a kicker.
Oh.
He'd probably karate chop his hand or something.
His wrist. Kayata! Deepa shit! Is that right? That's not racist. It might be. I apologize. I apologize to the Asian community. That might have been a little bit. I didn't mean to.
You see what I'm saying? At least Belichick listened to Wes Welker.
Absolutely.
And Belichick is known to be one of the strictest... I mean, this motherfucker's not even...
He runs a tight ship.
This motherfucker's so on his own shit, he's not even part of the coaches union. Only coach in the NFL to not be part of the union.
Fucking gangster, bro.
He negotiates all his own contracts, all this stuff, because he's not part of the union.
And no manager, probably. No agent.
So if Belichick can listen, I think Urban Meyer should be able to listen to these guys who have
and again,
league.
Belichick's established himself, and obviously is a fucking a Phil Jackson of the NFL.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer comes in after 2 years of retirement of college coaching, which accolades and shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it should be a give and take type of thing.
Absolutely.
At that level.
1,000,000%. But So long, motherfucker.
Oh, and well, to finish that just real fast, I guess Trevor Lawrence states he knew nothing of this coming. Like, he didn't know that the firing was coming right now, obviously. No one said anything to him. He said he woke up at like 6 a.m. to get up to like...
On Thursday morning.
To do his workouts or whatever he was doing. He said he rolled over, saw some messages on his phone talking about, is this true type of thing from like people that he knows.
Yeah.
And he said he rolled over, as he did that, checked Google to see.
Because everything you see on the internet's real, remember? We said
and then he said he rolled back over to his wife and said, hey, this is what happened. Guess it's going to be an interesting day at work. I'm about to get up, go in right now and see what's up.
It's fucking like a G. Like, well, you know, I bet you there... I think I seen a headline where there was like text exchange through the players after the firing with like high-fiving and shit. Like...
Probably.
There was a headline I saw. I didn't get into it.
But the thing is, have we heard any players back him?
No. Actually, we've heard players speak out against him.
That's what I'm saying. No player has stood up and been like...
Yeah, fuck that guy anyways. But moving on to this, I really want to cover this. Micah Parsons. Ooh, feels good to be a Cowboys fan. At the moment, that can change any given Sunday. Micah Parsons, they're comparing him to Lawrence Taylor. You know, I don't know if I'd say all that at the moment, but this man, he's a rookie for the Dallas Cowboys. For the people that are living under a rock, he should be playing linebacker. He's been playing a lot of D end as a pass rusher and getting to the quarterback. Well, the Cowboys team record for most sacks in a rookie season for the team record, not the NFL record, was 8, and it was held by DeMarcus Ware for his rookie season. And Micah Parsons has 12 sacks at the moment with 4 games left in the season. So he's obviously broken the Cowboys record and counting. And I don't know, I think with his gameplay this season, he's got to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's a given. He has to win fucking Defensive Player of the Year also. But this guy he's something different. He's a fucking machine out there. What do you think, Big?
Yeah, I watch, obviously we watch the draft, we do those kind of things.
Yeah. Actually, we watched our first episode ever we recorded was day 2 of the draft.
Day 2 of the draft. Yeah. And it's like when you I saw him go, and I honestly I'm not I watched some college, not a ton.
Especially Penn State. Yeah.
And a lot of my college watching comes more from like when you hear big names, you go okay, I'm gonna go watch some highlights, do that kind of stuff. I don't watch full college games. I mean, I just don't have
time. Yeah.
And so when you were like, this dude got drafted, I was like, I hadn't even heard his name.
Yeah, I was like, he is legit supposed to be the best defensive player in the whole draft, and he fell to us.
And I was
we were actually going after Surtain, and you guys got him. Patrick Surtain?
Yeah, oh yeah.
With the cornerback? Yeah, and
I would have having a great year too.
I would have been happy if we got either of them. I'm happy we got Parsons.
Imagine Diggs and Surtain together.
Oh Jesus,
locking that shit.
Legion
of Boom, baby.
Right. I think Parsons helps our defense more because we have Diggs. If we had 2 shutdown corners, it'd be great, but we
have no pass rush.
Yeah. Well, we've got Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence. You know, we do, but not like this.
That's what I'm saying. You
not
wouldn't
like
have
this. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, Parsons and the other guys probably help Diggs a lot because they get those errant throws, and Diggs is just really reactive.
For our last game against football team, we had 4 takeaways. We have the most. I think we have the most defense takeaways in the league at the moment. To
get back to it, I hadn't really seen much on him, and then I looked him up and I looked up whatever they were saying about him, and I was like, all right, this dude could be for real.
But it's all noise until you see the transition,
and then you see him running around wearing number 11, which is odd already, and then he just when he makes plays. I'm like, that man's fast. He just doesn't look like he should be playing linebacker.
And his closing speed is fucking ridiculous.
Like I said earlier, I almost feel like.
Well, he's been playing defensive end.
Well, I know, but what I almost feel like is when I play Madden against other users, we swap out linebackers for like I purposely sign like safeties who are a little less overall, like for my backup safety, but their speed is quick.
Yeah.
And then I sub them in at linebacker because you can do that in the game.
Gotcha.
In my mind, Micah Parsons
is a safety
that's subbed in at linebacker
Who's-
because of his size.
Who's been playing DN because of injuries and
Yeah,
shit.
but that's what I'm, like the way his size and the way
Yeah.
he moves around and the way he flies. And I mean, obviously, when I play in Madden,
But he's hard hitting too for his size.
yeah, in Madden we don't. That guy is called our It's the user. It's the guy that user, and so he never really blitzes.
Yeah.
You run him in coverage, and he's just fast, so he can cover the field. But like Micah Parsons, literally to me, his build, that's what it looks like when he's flying around the field. Is
Absolutely.
that he's not a linebacker,
Yeah.
like not a traditional linebacker size.
No, 100%.
But yeah, 12 sacks he's got more sacks than Aaron Donald right now.
Well, that's why
All
because
that.
he's only 6'3",
Yeah.
240.
Yeah, he's
And
not
I say
small.
only.
He's not small by any standards, but for the position he plays, that's about average for like a Mike linebacker, middle linebacker.
Well, when you think big linebacker, like if you look, and I'm saying like, and this is weird to say, but when you look at his build, like his head is that like thick linebacker look, but his arms,
But
and
Dak
his body,
Prescott's got that thick linebacker head too.
but his arms and stuff, like if you
Yeah, he's
compare his
slim.
arms to like Ray Lewis,
Oh fuck, dude.
or, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
Like his arms look like wide receiver arms. Like his pads don't look like man looks like he's wearing like cornerback pads
Or kicker pads.
yeah, like he doesn't.
That's yeah.
And he's just flying around.
He's something special, bro. He's only 22 years old, man. 22 years old. Like it's very very crazy. So like I said, like it's he's got 75 solo tackles, dude. 75 tackles, 12 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles, man. In college, he was the Butkus Fitzgerald Linebacker of the Year in 2019, Consensus All-American 2019, First Team All-Big Ten 2019, Cotton Bowl Defensive MVP 2019, First Team Freshman All-American 2018, USA Today High School All-US 2017. Like this, yeah, 6'3", like you said. This says 248. I'm on Wikipedia. You know how that goes. But 12th overall pick and stuff. Like, and he's from Pennsylvania. Went to Penn State and all that. But he's a fucking monster. And like I said, it's nice. Feels nice to be a Cowboys fan at the moment. But I think he wins Defensive Player of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I think for sure he'll win Defensive Rookie. Should he win Defensive Player? Probably.
Yeah. Well, they said he's already, like, in the consensus, he's already passed Aaron Donald, who was for, like, they were saying should win it. He's passed him by fucking 4 sacks.
Yeah.
And stuff, you know? But, speaking of other hard hits, and this one was like a freak accident, nominally, I think that's how the word's pronounced. In the first, like, literally the first drive of the Chiefs-Rams game last night, I saw the highlights, so I was able to watch the game. Chargers. Sorry, was the Chargers player?
Chargers versus Chiefs.
Chargers Chiefs. Okay. They're the Chargers tight end. Donald Parham, I think so you pronounce it, Parham. Got knocked out on a route. They were probably like what on their 11-yard line, 10-yard line. He did like a slant across the middle. Kind of laid out for the ball in the back of the end zone. Didn't get touched by anybody. Had the ball, but when he hit, his head bounced off he hit like his body laid flat, and his head went down and struck the turf or the grass or whatnot, and automatically knocked himself out. Like, if he wouldn't have knocked himself out, it probably would have been a touchdown. You probably would have held the ball. But when he hit, his arms just went out to like literally like he was hugging somebody that wasn't there in front of him. Like a circular,
Yeah, he got real stiff.
And he stiffened up, and he literally was laying there with his arms in like a hugging motion, just stiff. He was out. He was out cold, sleeping. Like, and he knocked himself out by laying out and his head hitting the turf. Mind you, his body hit the turf, and then his head bounced. It wasn't like he went head first, but still, like, it just shows the gravity of being a player in this league or this sport that. So much force is used with every play, you know? And it was kind of scary to watch. Even after they went over, they ended up like stopping the game for a while. They unscrewed his face mask, put him on a board, a stretcher, and he was squeezing the trainer's hand before they got him on the backboard and everything. And when they did get him on the board and they were, driving him out on the cart, his arms were still in that motion, like stiff, but shaking. So I seen the headline of a follow-up post on it on TMZ Sports when we were doing some research for the podcast. And it says something about he was in the hospital resting. I didn't open it. I didn't have a chance to open it and look into it and see what, exactly happened, with his injuries. But, I mean, fuck, man. Best of luck, and hope you have a speedy recovery, dude. Like, it's a sad situation. So, especially with all the CTE going around. Like, with that story about Vincent Jackson, the retired wide receiver that played, for the Buccaneers and stuff. He died, he killed himself, right? I believe so. But his family came out and said he had stage 2 CTE. Yeah. And we've talked about that a lot. It's a sad situation. But I know that we're just running through some of these
so real fast, this is what this is the predictions by NFL.com for. This is what they voted on as of now with their announcers
for the awards.
For the awards.
Okay,
so Tom Brady, MVP.
Yeah, makes
13
sense.
votes.
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
How many votes total are there?
So we're right now with the NFL, because obviously I don't know if these are the guys that officially vote.
Gotcha.
But it's like 29, like 30 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So Derek Carr got a vote. Guess who voted for him?
The Raiders.
His brother.
Oh, his brother David. Oh, because he's media.
Yeah.
Oh my good God.
Offensive player right now is looking 15 votes for Cooper Kupp.
Nice.
And then it's Matthew Stafford, actually.
For
Offensive player. And then Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And then Kyler. Defensive player is actually Myles Garrett. Had 16 votes. He actually he's on track to break the single season sack record.
Damn. And that's Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. And then it's Trayvon, not
Trayvon. That makes sense too.
He has 6 votes. And then Aaron Donald, then TJ Watt, and then...
Micah's not even on that?
No.
What the fuck? Okay. Well, that's dumb, but whatever.
Yeah, because it puts it... Yeah, so...
I didn't know Myles Garrett was on track to break.
Yeah, he has like 15 sacks or something like that.
God, okay, that makes more sense.
And then offensive rookie is obviously Jamar Chase. 25 out of the votes gave Jamar Chase, the receiver for the Bengals. That guy has been. Yeah. And then second place is Matt Jones.
That's the one who couldn't catch the ball?
Couldn't catch the ball in preseason because he said the ball didn't have the white stripes, so it looked different.
Fuck, he got you. Made it
happen. And defensive rookie, 26 of the votes went to Micah Parsons.
And how many votes were so far?
29 is
okay.
And 3 went to Surtain.
Surtain is a fucking monster.
Comeback player of the year, 26 votes went to Dak.
Nice.
And then coach of the year is 14 for Cliff Kingsbury.
The Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's crazy. Well, I don't know. That's nuts. But yeah, Micah's...
And obviously these guys aren't the official voters.
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking look at David Carr.
Yeah, he voted for his brother.
He also said his brother was going to guaranteed to take the Las Vegas Raiders to a Super Bowl before the season started. Like, dude, fucking, you're living through your little brother because you weren't even half the quarterback your little brher is. And his little brother's hit and miss.
Yeah. So well, as Myles Garrett, they only have 3 games left.
Okay.
So he has 3 games to get 7.5 sacks.
He's not. I don't think he's getting that.
I don't think he will, but...
Yeah, we'll see. But I mean, Micah Parsons, has 4 games to get 8.5 to tie it,
Yeah, and I mean, he's
got a better chance of doing it.
He plays the Raiders.
Shit, he might break the record just on that game.
What's GNB?
GNB, Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay.
Why would GNB?
I don't know why they have it like that, but Green Bay, yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's Green Bay. I clicked it and found out. And then Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think he gets it.
I don't think he gets it either. But I looked up why he would be in the running because honestly I don't watch the Browns very often, so I don't really see. And the Browns aren't doing great.
All the time I watch the Browns when I'm flushing toilet.
But you know what I mean? They're not doing great.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield is on the COVID protocol list, and he's hinting that there's some trouble in paradise over there. But when you spend more time when you're not playing, recording commercials than you do training, that seems to be the problem. How about Carson Wentz? Carson, hold on. We talked about the CTE and Vincent Jackson. We started the podcast last week with the sad news of Demaryius Thomas tragically passing away at the young age of 33, I think. And I said I'd update if we found any more news on what happened, how he died. They said it was cardiac arrest. Well, his cousin has come out, and it's not official, but his cousin said the family's pretty sure he had a seizure. I guess he's been experiencing and dealing with seizures more recently. So they're pretty positive he had a seizure, collapsed in the shower, seized, and went into cardiac arrest and passed away. Again, R.I.P. to Demaryius Thomas. Thoughts and prayers and respects to the Thomas family, extended family, friends, ex-players that played with him, that kind of stuff. And it's a sad situation, but seizure is probably the cause. From that, Carson Wentz, dude. We talked about this pre-podcast, pre-recording. You always see quarterbacks buying their O-line shit, especially if they break a record or they do really good. Don't get them touched the whole game or sacked or whatever. Like Dak, I think Dak gifted he gifted the whole team because Dak's a Jordan Brand player. He's sponsored by Jordan Brand. He gifted them all Jordan. I think the 11s, the Wolf Gray 11s that are dropping this month. Actually, it might have just dropped. He gifted the whole team, I think, right? Yeah, the whole team. Some Jordan exclusive 11s. But I think his rookie year when he won Rookie of the Year, he gifted them watches or.
I was gonna say I thought I heard Rolexes one time.
Zeke gifted them all those Gators. The UTV those big ass vehicles.
Oh yeah, when he was balling out.
His rookie year, 2016. He was runner up to Dak for Rookie of the Year, But yeah, he bought the whole offensive line. He had him come out, open the bay door at the training facility. It was like a rainy day. Like I remember watching the video, and they all had these custom ass Gators lined up, and these things are like $20,000 a piece, which to him, rookie. He was a rookie, didn't sign his next deal, so still it's a hit in your pocket. I remember Tony Romo bought the offensive line fucking flat screen TVs, and sometimes they get them travel bags.
I was gonna say I've seen Rolexes.
Yeah.
The whole squad a bunch of Rolexes.
Was that Dak that did that?
I don't know. I remember a quarterback. I swear. Hearing about it, where he bought his whole line of $50,000 Rolex for each guy.
And so these quarterbacks, if the line's doing good, they gift them big shit. These big boys get paid, and they get taken out to dinner and get to order whatever they want, which usually runs up a tab of at least $8,000. Yeah, drinks, steaks, everything. High-end restaurants, okay? This motherfucker, Carson Wentz, I think gave the best gift. When you get a gift and you're like, cool, these offensive linemen that are making millions, I get a flat screen TV. I appreciate it, but I guess I'm going to put that next to my other TV in the toilet area.
Right.
It's not a lot of thought went into that.
At this point, you might as well just buy them PS5s because no one can get their hands on those motherfuckers.
Well, and then giving your whole team Jordan Brand is dope. That's awesome. But you're not paying for it. You're just calling your plug because that's your company you're sponsored by. Hey, these are the sizes of my guys. I got with the training. The equipment manager got all the sizes. I need these set, which is still dope. Rolex is cool. It's a big thing. Ooh, it's sweet. Travel bags for Gucci bags for these linemen or to with their hygiene shit or whatever. They're on board. Carry on. Carson Wentz took it a step above. It wasn't about the money. Well, I guess with one of the items it was. And you probably spent a lot on this. But the thought. Mind you, offensive linemen are usually, the smallest usually 6'4", right? Big?
Oh, yeah, they big boys.
And usually average 300 pounds. 6'5" and 300 pounds about average, right?
Yeah.
Big boys. Carson motherfucking Wentz is the GOAT with gifts to the line. He got them all their own Yeti coolers. So that's why I said he probably spent a lot because these things aren't cheap. Full of meat and booze. That's fucking the most thoughtful gift, bro. That is so awesome. Shit, I want that as a gift for Christmas. Oh,
if I opened a present and I was like, Yeti cooler, I'd be like, all right, dope.
Yeah. And then you open the cooler
up and it's full of And I don't know if he picked their favorite beers or whatever.
Yeah, either way though. But like,
it's just full of beer and like hell, because he bought like some prime cut shit,
dude.
bro.
Yeah, Omaha steaks, bro. No,
the Trump
Omaha.
Trump steaks.
no, Peyton would have done that if he did do this kind of gift. He would have got Omaha steaks for sure. But yeah, like if I was a player, I get a Rolex. That's cool. Me as a person, like, you wear it when you go out somewhere nice. Sweet. I probably wouldn't take mine off, really, you know. But
yeah, but when you're making that kind of money, like a Rolex,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
A Rolex, like a $50,000 Rolex,
was a big deal. Yeah.
But to like someone who makes $5 million a year, a $50,000 Rolex is like it's like if our wives gave us socks and we'd be like, oh, thanks, like I like the socks.
Yeah, or the underwear.
But
yeah,
type of thing.
Yeah.
But dude, what a thoughtful gift. I thought that was pretty dope. That's outside the box for sure. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, normally it's big extravagant things and like
expensive.
And
flashy.
I mean, honestly, like between the ice chests and everything, he spent a few $1,000s.
Yeah,
like easily.
But it's a thought on that.
The ice chest, the meat, everything that went into it, he spent a few $1,000s. But it's the thought because like you said, he knows that his guys would prefer to have some beer and some meat that they can throw on the barbecue.
Yeah, that's so cool, bro. That's cool. Okay, shout out to Carson Wentz, bro. I think one more thing I want to cover is David Arnett, Mr. Pew Pew on the video talking about bucking back and show up. You say you're 5 minutes away, come through, whatever.
Send the Addy.
Come on, Ray.
Yeah,
send the Addy with multiple fucking firearms in the videos, and the Raiders end up cutting him. The Dolphins took a chance on him. They just signed him.
I mean, they tried to trade for Deshaun Watson, so they know anybody a fucking suit up over there right now.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Like they don't give a fuck. Hey, you remember how the Raiders used to be?
I was going to say the Raiders of the 80s?
Just sign everybody.
Oh shit!
We'll play. Hey, if we sign them for a year and they give us 4 games, working.
It's the longest yard over there. Hey, and then when they give us 4 games and we have to cut them over some shit that's detrimental, we don't pay these motherfuckers.
Exactly, bro. It's the Dolphins right now.
Bro, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't until just right now. We talked about it earlier and I didn't bring it up because I didn't think about it. But right now when you said it, I just, like, Deshaun Watson just popped into my head. And I was like,
fuck. That's hilarious. That just made my day. I think with that, we need to end it. I think, because I had one more thing that was kind of a throwaway. But no, I think we end on that note. Big, just mic drop that shit, bro. Like, just. But yeah, go ahead and send us out, Big.
All right, that's episode 24 of the podcast. Appreciate everybody that's been sticking around. We'll see you next week. Peace.